folks, here we go. Another Mental Case Dads podcast for you. Hey, if you're watching, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for us and do us that big favor, all right? And if you're listening, check us out, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. That's all at Mental Case Dads. Today, I don't have my co-host, but I am joined by a beautiful-looking, fuzzy comedian, Brian Stollery. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm very good. How are you, Nick?
I am doing well. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Brian Stollery.
Stollery. I knew I would screw it up. That's what I'm known for. I love your glasses. I love your beard.
Thank you, but this is the pandemic beard.
Is that the pandemic beard?
Yeah, I haven't shaved since March 13th when the shutdown happened.
Wow. And that's what we got. Now you look like Santa Claus.
Up, basically.
Well, you know what? Now you look like Santa Claus. You're just coming to the time of year, too, for Christmas, right? For the kiddies. So
that's right. I should, without being, as a comedian, you're not working as much as you would normally at this time. So I should apply to be a Santa at a mall.
Yeah. I don't even know what they're going to do there. Will they have Santas at the mall, or you just wave at them from a distance, or how's that going to work?
That's a good point. I don't know. I was just going to say that, like that, there's a meme out there that says, there's Santa, and he's like, you're not getting anything this year, Have you seen the papers? Do you know what's happening? Forget it, forget it. It's done.
Yeah, it's over. They're canceling everything. I think Doug Ford just canceled Halloween for a certain couple of regions. My region is not one of them. I live out in Bowmanville. I'm not sure if you know where that is in
Where
Ontario.
Is that?
We are just east of Toronto.
Okay.
So I can get to a Jays game or a Leafs game in an hour.
Okay.
So and tell us where you're calling from. You still got daylight.
Sorry?
You still have daylight there.
Yeah, that's right. I'm calling from Calgary.
Nice. How's the weather there?
It's okay. We've got snow on the ground, and there's more snow coming, unfortunately. But that's this time of year. You never know.
Yeah. Definitely this time of year. I actually pulled out the heater for my studio. My son's been after me for a few days now. Can you pull out the heater for the studio? Not cold enough. But I just pulled it out today because I didn't want to be too chilly in here while I was talking to you.
I hear you. Where are you in your, where is the space? In your garage? Or?
Yeah. So we built a studio in the garage. A buddy of mine who lives next door, he helped me, and we just went crazy. So man cave / a studio, and we just have fun in here.
That's fantastic.
I don't know if do you partake in cannabis?
No, but I got jokes about it. But I don't. I haven't since I was in theater school.
And how long ago was that, my friend?
Oh, it was about at least 30 years ago now.
30 years ago. Now, did you study in Canada, or did you go outside of?
Yeah, no, I studied at the National Theatre School of Canada in Montreal.
Okay.
And I did theater for about 10 years, and then I got into stand-up. But the theater, I experimented as you would at that time, but I haven't partook, is that the word? In a long time.
Long time. Oh, good for you.
How about yourself? Are you?
I am a pot smoker. Yep. I partake probably daily. No, not probably. Daily. Yes, I'm a huge pot smoker. Love my weed. But you know what? I didn't start smoking heavily until last 4 years. Mm-hmm. I had a stroke, and back when I was 39. So that's when I started smoking a lot more, and it's changed my life. Like, I'm a lot more calmer, and well, being diagnosed bipolar just as COVID started too, that helped, because now I'm actually on some correct medication. And that's why that's why I started this show, Brian, was to bring awareness to mental illness in a comedic way, right? Still showing people who are suffering that you can push through. You can meet new cool people, and it doesn't have to be all bad. Now, I'm not saying my days are always good, because that would be lying because I'm still a human, right?
Right.
But that's why I'm here. I would say I was going to say we because I usually have a co-host here, Nolan Lederman, but his mom is sick, is what he told me. Right, that's a pretty good excuse.
Family.
Yeah. But all seriousness, Nolan, I hope your mom's okay, and I'm thinking about you, buddy. But so normally Nolan is here, and he usually takes care of the soundboard and stuff for me,
nice.
And so I'm kind of doing a little bit of all of it, but I kind of do that anyway. And usually even when he's here, and it pisses him off, so it makes me happy.
Let's face it, you don't need him. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. You heard it from Brian himself. I don't need you.
Hey, Nolan, we miss you, and I hope your mom gets better.
Yes.
Hey, no, listen, speaking of marijuana, I probably could use to do it now because I've been diagnosed with high blood pressure. So
that'll help.
Were you diagnosed with high blood pressure and then you got your stroke? Or
you want to know what's really weird? And my wife and I were talking about this actually just the other day. I have high blood pressure now.
Yeah.
I was just at the doctor's. I've been having headaches. They still don't have me on medication. I take one of those baby aspirin a day.
Right.
They prescribe that, and then plus my other meds or whatever. But to take, I haven't had it.
Yeah. You haven't had what?
I completely lost where I was going there, Brian.
You haven't had high blood pressure? You don't have high blood pressure?
No, I haven't had any medication to subside the blood pressure. That's what I was saying.
Yes.
And which is shocking, especially being a stroke patient, right? You would think they would have given me, but I guess I don't need it. I don't know. Are you on blood pressure medication?
No, I'm not, but it's funny you mentioned that because I was at my doctor's recently. I hope there's no insurance companies. You know how they love to get this information.
Yeah.
So I was at my doctor, and they diagnosed, or my doctor said, you got, your borderline hypertension level 1, right?
Did you say, what the hell does that mean?
What's that?
Did you say, what the hell does that mean?
Well, it's kind of like the beginning of high blood pressure, and he said, "Well, we'll get you on high blood pressure medication to lower it." And I went away, and I thought, I don't know whether I'm going to get on this blood pressure machine. I'm going to try and bring it down myself.
Yeah,
because it's not that high. So I kind of I made a point not to have salt in my diet, and my blood pressure was still high. And then my wife pointed out very astutely that it's probably stress, and she was accurate in that, I think. So I started to do some meditation, and I do meditation every day, and it seems to have helped. In fact, I take my blood pressure. I'll show you right now. I'm right at my desk. I take my blood pressure every day.
Oh, wow.
I got the machine there. That's what I said to my doctor. I said, I'm going to go and get a blood pressure machine. I'm going to take my blood pressure and kind of take it twice a day and keep tabs on it, right?
Yeah.
And figure out how if I can do something to lower it. And I did through meditation, So
do you think the weed would help you meditate as well?
Oh,
because you can definitely get lost.
It would also probably help, help me bring things down. Because I find, I don't know about you, but I don't breathe when I'm breathing from here up. I don't breathe from the belly.
Yes,
and the belly is where you get deep breaths. You're taking real deep breaths, and that helps lower your blood pressure, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things they do. A big part of meditation is breathing,
Oh, okay.
Take a deep breath and blow it out, and take another deep breath, and then they calmly take you through a meditation. But I find when I'm doing that, I can definitely lower my blood pressure. Touch wood, but it seems to it seems to work.
Yeah. So are you like, what about getting out and doing stand-up? Are you doing any of that to, because that's probably part of the stress is not being able to hit the stages like you used to, especially with the crowds you used to, because everything is changed. Like, that's just where we're at. Absolutely. Do you think once getting back that will help you as well?
Well, yes, I think it does. You're talking about the meditation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does. Absolutely. Anything, I mean, my character on stage is kind of a part of my personality, which is I'm a little high strung, and I'm a little high strung on stage, not like I am now. But so it helps. But definitely it would help just from my health perspective.
Yes, yeah.
And I've been doing stand up for 30 years now, so I can put on that character that's a little worked up, and then when I get off stage, just you can go and meditate and bring my blood pressure down and just relax.
Do you not get like pumped? Like, can you sleep after a show, or are you like wired?
I'm definitely wired.
You're wired.
In fact, I like to go back to my computer and I write after shows, because you've got that. You got that,
and you can tweak what you've said, and
right.
Oh, if I said this probably would have hit really well. Or I get it. Right. Yeah, that's cool.
Or I'll record what I did. Like if I said something funny, I try and record all my shows, and then I'll listen to the tapes, and I go, oh, I did this, I did that, I should adjust that, or whatever. So
now, learning to be a comedian, for those who are coming up now, it seems to me that every comedian that I have talked to, and I agree 100%, that is the number one recommendation is record yourself, tape yourself. Mm-hmm. Anytime you're on stage, record it. Is that the same feeling you have, eh? Number one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I guess number one is try to be funny. That would be number one. But then, record yourself?
Right. Yeah, you record yourself mainly from my perspective, because you'll be doing things on stage that you're thinking on in the moment. So you might say something off the cuff in the moment in a bit that you've done before, and then if you didn't record it, you didn't know what you said, or more importantly, how you said it a lot of the time, like the wording. How did I say it? So then I look at the tape, or I listen to the tape, and I go, oh, I said it this way. And then I record that, and I try and, if it got a laugh, I try and say it the same way the next time, right?
Yeah. So, now, how long have you been in the industry? How long have you been a comedian?
Yeah, I've been doing it for 30 years. Yeah, and I was an actor before that. Well, I was an actor for a while, and then I kind of faded out of doing acting and more into stand-up. That's basically what I did.
That's cool. Yeah. Did you like the theater when you were in it?
I did. Yeah, I have. I enjoyed it very much. I think the theater is better than films, because films is in films it's very much based on your look. And it is in theater as well, but theater is more, I would hasten to say, talent-based, where, I could play somebody who's not as close to me, but in a film, they want somebody who practically is
looks the part, acts the part, feels the part. Yeah,
right.
They want the duck.
I'll give you an example. Like when I was doing movies, in Calgary, I auditioned for the part in a movie of a coroner, and it turned out I auditioned, and they said, "Oh yeah, you're close to getting the part," and it turned out I was. It was down to me or the actual coroner. What is it? Coroner. The actual coroner.
I think you're baked now, aren't you?
Right? The guy who actually did that job was going to get the job. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, I don't come and take his job. Why is he taking my job?
Yeah, that's horrible. That's what. Wow. I didn't even know. Yeah, that's weird, eh?
Yeah, I mean, like if
I think too with the beard now, you could definitely pull it off. Corner for sure, hands down. That or like a mad scientist.
That's right.
You could do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I would, if somebody called me tomorrow, like, hey, you want to audition for this part? I'd probably go and do it. But I found with stand-up.
Sometimes buttons go off.
He's a great comedian.
Oh my! You know what that's from, right? He is Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say is your?
If somebody called me tomorrow and asked me to do it, I do a part in a film. I'd definitely look at it. And
of course.
I found, as I was saying to other people, in film and television, you're auditioning, and you might get called back, and then you get called back again. Mm-hmm. When you get called back a third time, I don't know what it is now, but it was when I was working in film and television, you get called back a third time for the part, and then you get paid for that audition. And then you might get the part or you might not, but at least you get paid for the third audition. Yeah. But honestly, there's lots of times where you audition and you don't get the part, you audition and audition and audition. And it's like, you got to learn the lines. It's time consuming.
It's got to be hard on the mental aspect too, like that fight, like trying over and over and over again to, get a part that you can't grab, right? And you're so close. Yeah. 3 auditions. Why do they need 3 auditions for?
Well, film and television, it's interesting. Like, I'll give you an example. They'll be auditioning and they'll have a script. And I recall auditioning, and I would audition, and then I'd go in for the second audition. I'd be called back, which is a good sign because that means they're interested in you. And then you get called back, and then you don't hear after the second audition. You don't hear, and then you call your agent up, and they go, they decided to cut that part in the script.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah,
they don't even have the script. Right, they're going to cut that part. What a waste of time for me. I mean, I was in there for 2 auditions, and here they are, cutting the parts. So that's film and television.
That happens quite a bit, eh?
Well, it can happen. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got to be frustrating. That's why I sit at my little desk here, mm-hmm. and I call all you guys that are frustrated, and you can vent on Mental Case Dads. Right.
Hey, there you go.
And it's simple for me, right? I can just live in this little hole because I don't know if we're ever going to get back like to full stages or anything. I know. What do you think of the car? That's pretty cool. The drive-in thing.
Oh yes, I haven't done any of those shows, but it would be weird to have the response as
Yeah, I was talking to what's her name, Leanne Mladen. Yes. She's a comedian, and she did a show at Binghamton's Park, and she did the drive-in thing, and she was saying it was pretty cool where the laughs would be the horns are replaced there. So she goes, it's different, but it still worked, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's such a different atmosphere. We're just living a different world now.
Yeah, I've done mostly shows live still.
Yep.
But with smaller groups of people. That's what I've done.
Yeah.
But and people with the social distancing from the stage and stuff. And I play a club now that they've got actually plexiglass in front of the stage.
Is that for COVID or for people throwing shit at you?
Yeah, well, that's right.
It could be a bonus, right?
So people don't throw things. But in most people, it's just COVID.
It's just for COVID. Yeah.
That's right.
So what are you doing to keep busy? Are you writing a lot?
What's that?
Are you writing a lot?
I've written stuff about COVID. I mean, how can you not? Like, from that, funny enough, from that perspective, like when I'm performing with a piece of plexiglass in front of me, I go, it feels like I'm in a fish tank at Red Lobster. Pick me. And then it's actually, no, don't pick me. Don't pick him.
I just saw what happened to that other one. Well, between COVID and Trump, it's just it just never stops for comic. It's what a world we live in.
Boy, is that ever that actually? It's funny you mentioned that because that election is coming up November 3rd, and of course,
vote, people, vote.
What's that?
I'm telling everyone to vote. Make sure you vote.
Yeah. If they get that, if they get the result on November 4th, or 3rd, which is theoretically, they're probably not because of all the mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's going to be a lot of action down in the States, and we have a front row seat to that whole thing. I'm going to get a bag of chips. I'm going to get CNN. I'm just going to watch the terror in the U.S. with the
it's so sad. Like I've talked to quite a few comedians that live in the States and some musicians and stuff, and it's scary. It's a scary place right now. It's like a movie. It's a complete new movie. It's just changed. But you know what? Hopefully things get better there because, hey, life's too short to live like that, right? Peace and love. That's what I say. So, things have been good. Living in my hole.
Things calm down there. That would be good for everybody.
Well, yes, peace everywhere, right? And that's what I try to tell people because everybody has a side, right? Whether you like it or you don't, everybody's got a side. I'm not a fan of Trump. Some people are. I'm not a fan of a lot of things he says, but I understand some of the things he says. But my issue is the hatred. That's what gets me, right? And that's what needs to change because I didn't realize how bad hatred was in that country until the last 4 years. Which is completely horrible. Like, I don't get it. But hopefully things change come November. We'll see what happens. You don't know, right? If not, we get another 4 years of comic relief, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be quite the show down there for November 3rd. And, it's everybody's got their own opinion on how that whole election is going to come down,
In your entire life, because you've got maybe 2 or 3 years on me, right? Just a couple.
A few.
In your entire life, have you ever seen an election like this?
No.
Crazy, eh?
No, you can't even compare it to anything. It's as you say, it's like a movie. It's like a reality show. I mean, every time you turn on the TV, and I have to admit, I'm kind of guilty of this. I do watch Trump speak.
Yeah.
Sometimes at his rallies because I have time in the afternoon.
Yeah. And I do too.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that I'm watching it for entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that is funny when you look at the comments that are listed beside the broadcast on the internet. People are commenting, and many people are saying, "Oh, he's you're never going to get a president that's as entertaining as this," and it's true. There's absolutely no doubt.
Bush was close. Bush was pretty close, but this guy is completely different, man.
Close as Trump, but it's also there's a place and a time for entertainment, and when you have
absolutely
20,000 people dead in the U.S. right now, it's really not something to be the last one where he's dancing, right? You see that he's at his rally, he's dancing. It's like, I mean,
how do he? There's no
take people's mind away, but
he has no compassion. He has no empathy. He has no sympathy. He's a robot. He's literally a $1 billion robot. And what gets me is these. I'm not a religious person at all. And I hear what Trump says, like he makes fun of all the Christians and stuff and whatnot, but they back him hard, and I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Yeah.
I'm like, he literally preaches hate, and you guys are supposed to not preach hate, and you follow him. I'm like, whatever. But that's what I said. Everybody has their opinion.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can say mine on my show because it's my fucking show, and if you don't like it, too bad. Right? But it's crazy. You know what? We'll see what happens November the 3rd. It does affect us Canadians as well. So
yeah, well, absolutely. That's one of the reasons that I'm watching it, is because it definitely affects us.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I urge my listeners too. I'm like, don't listen to my opinion. My opinion's my opinion. Do your own research. Get on their websites and see which sides you like, because you're going to be really surprised when you look at one of them. So that's all you can do is educate yourself. You can. Everybody's got an opinion, but I want to know facts. I don't care about your opinion. I want to know facts. You want to know what was it I was told the other day? This one was funny, Brian. You like this one? So I was told, and I didn't even know this was out in the air. But I guess the news has been telling the Trump. I'm assuming it's got to be Fox News, but said Biden is only going to get in, and then 3 months later they're going to make Kamala the president. I'm like, what? Where are you hearing this from? I don't know where shit comes from, but I don't know. I'm like, unless he's dead, he's not going to lose his presidency. So I don't know what you guys are talking about, but you got to stop listening to the news and start educating yourself. People, come on. Right. This is such Go ahead.
Oh, I'm following these polls, and the latest, I just watched something on TV Ontario, TVO, and it was a documentary on, they used to do they still do polls where they call people up and they ask them, how are you going to vote, etc. Mm-hmm. Well, the latest is it's an artificial intelligence, and I guess the machine is called Polly. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's called Polly, and they've given it a name, but basically what it does, it's artificial intelligence, and it goes and it tracks everybody from Twitter and Facebook and what they're commenting, what they're saying, and it comes to the conclusion of how that person is going to vote.
Yeah, wow.
So even if you'd call them up and they'd go, I'm going to vote for Biden, and through their social media
that they're going to vote for Trump. It's
obvious that they're a Trump supporter.
Yeah, wow.
And Polly will, accurately point out that they are going to vote for Trump, right? So, but anyway, it's all artificial intelligence. It's actually, I think they seem to think that it's more accurate than calling people up. And
it probably is. Well, I don't know if you've seen The Social Dilemma, but it's a series on Netflix.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Every bit of data that we write, they know. Right. So I get what you're saying with that polling. It's probably easier to do that than to make 1 million phone calls, but that's crazy. We literally live in a new movie. Like, it's I remember being a kid and watching Judge Dredd. You remember that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and how that's what it's going to come to. Somebody's going to say fuck, and you're going to get a ticket for swearing. It's just going to automatically, things are going to, well, now they got the speeding tickets where you just, if you're driving and there's no cop, you just take a photo and get it in the mail.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's wild, and it's, you have to, I don't know, like my wife, she won't even go on Facebook anymore. Because of that movie, Social
Dilemma. I really cut back on my thing. Now I'll post a lot because of the show. Yeah. But I even said to my wife, like, it's so easy, especially now with the COVID thing where you're not really going anywhere. You're not doing a heck of a lot of things just because you find yourself on that phone or that tablet, right? And but before you know it, you've just spent an hour on the stupid thing playing Bubble Pop or something stupid, or looking at, my cousin just made brownies. Like, who? You know what? Let's pick up a book, people. The world is a big place right now, and it's a very scary place right now. I think people, even our kids, parents, if you're listening, get our kids off them freaking phones and start giving them books and making them educate themselves, because it's we need them. They are our future. I don't even know that song. What's that? The Future song.
I'll just do this, and you could do the song, okay?
I don't know. It's future. See, that's it. Let them lead the way.
This is what you use to sell the show, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
And then people tune in and they tune out.
No. Yeah, they tune in. What the hell is going on there? So,
that's right.
Brian, man, you are an amazing comic. I can't believe you've been doing this 30 years. What was your biggest stage? What was your best, like, you remember you walked off that stage, and it doesn't have to be, big stage. Your proudest moment as a comic, like, I fucking nailed that.
Yeah. Well, I think when I play Absolute comedy clubs in Toronto and particularly Ottawa, those are great rooms and great shows. They usually packed audiences, not COVID now, but the last year that I played it, it's packed in there, and the reaction is fantastic. So I enjoy that. The biggest audience was probably opening for Weird Al Yankovic.
No way. Cool.
Did that. Yeah, very early on in my career, I opened up. That's cool. Twice across Canada for him. That was lots of fun. Yeah.
Cool. Now, Weird Al, because obviously, did you speak to him and stuff? Is he person? Is he that person all the time?
He is. He's actually kind of an introvert, actually, off stage.
Okay.
So he's quite quiet off stage.
He stays to himself. You know what? Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. He's quiet and off stage, and I didn't travel with the band. I was with the crew when I was traveling because I was the opening act.
Yep.
The band is very nice. He's had the same band members for years. I don't know, since the beginning of his when he had that band.
And he's still doing it too, eh?
Yes, he is. Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow, it's crazy. I look at some of these artists that are still going strong, like what's Mick Jagger and who else do we got? Bon Jovi's still going. I just saw something with Bon Jovi the other day. Actually, you know what Bon Jovi did? He canceled his tour for COVID, paid all of his employees for the year, and I think he's doing some sort of like home concert and stuff, and all the proceeds go to his band, not him, but his band. Like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, just to keep them going, right? Because obviously the guys in the background aren't getting as much as the big guy in front, right? So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, that's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, a lot of celebrities have stepped up. But again, I don't even know what they can do anymore. I thought for sure we would have had a vaccine and stuff by now. Bill Gates is the smartest man in the world. I should have been shot up by now with something. Come on, Bill.
That's right, with a microchip. That's right.
Yeah. So no, it's been.
We're hoping they get a vaccine, and even then, it's going to take a while to have that whole thing.
Well,
so
I have a trailer, and where I park my trailer, this family, the mom and dad, had gotten COVID in New Zealand.
Oh wow!
And so they were telling me she feels like a kettle is being poured on her tongue all the time. It's hot. Her tongue is completely hot all the time. Yeah. He's tired all the time. They don't have COVID anymore, but these are effects that are still happening to them. And they told me that there was a vaccine that they could have taken, but it changes your DNA. And they're like,
oh my God,
no, not going to take that one. Wow. I'm like, I haven't even heard of that. But yeah, that's what she was saying. And I'm like, wow, it's crazy. We don't even know the half of it. But I probably wouldn't want to know the half of it, especially being a mental case patient. But I'm crazy enough. I can't know anymore. But yeah.
Well, one of the symptoms of COVID, supposedly, that you lose your sense of smell, right? And my wife says she knows she doesn't have it. She didn't even have to get tested because every time I fart, she goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" So she knows she doesn't have it.
Yeah,
and I fart a lot.
One of these?
Just kidding.
One of these? There you go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Did you just say, oh, nice? Oh, you know what? Listen to this one. I used this one on my wife the other day. She's like, that's not even normal. I had to download it because it was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my God.
Just open butt.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
So your wife can smell you. Yeah, I don't have it either. Yeah, so thank God. I don't think I can get it. You got to leave the house to get it. So no, you know what? I was really crazy when COVID first started, but I've gotten a lot better. I do go out. I wear my mask. I wear my mental case dad's mask across my face to support the podcast. Get that out there. But it is what it is. So I'm enjoying life as much as I can.
Well, that's
trying to stay sane, right?
Enjoy your life, and it's funny, of all the readings you say about pick up a book. We've been in it 6+ months now, and you can't help but eventually pick up a book. And I'm not a big reader, but I have been since this whole thing started. And one of the things I was reading was about the Stoics. The Stoics are philosophers. It's kind of like Western Buddhism, if you will. But one of the things the Stoics say is that everything will end, right? That's a great thing to hang on to for me, because this we don't think this is going to end. We think this is going to be around forever. Yeah. It's going to end. It might be in a year, but it'll end.
And even if, the way I look at it, even if the disease itself doesn't end and COVID does exist in our life,
sure,
they're going to find a way to control it.
Yes,
but as a citizen, I have to do my part and listen to my government, if they're smart enough, I guess, to tell me to wear a mask, which, thank God, we live in Canada.
Yeah.
Just wear your mask, people, wash your hands, and social distance. We'll get through this.
I agree.
And then we can all get back and laugh our asses off with hundreds of people in the audience for you, buddy.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, of course, I'm getting very good at washing my hands, but as I'm sure you are, but you're supposed to wash your hands and you're supposed to sing "Happy Birthday," right? That's what I.
How old are you now?
Yeah,
are you like 7,000?
What's that?
Yeah, all the birthday songs you've been singing, you'd be like 7,000 years old now.
Yeah. Well, no. What I was going to say was that you're supposed to sing "Happy Birthday," and I always thought, so I've been for 3 months. I was singing "Happy Birthday" while I'm washing my hands, and I think that's the way to do it. But then I was in some washroom, public washroom, and it said, don't forget to wash your hands and sing "Happy Birthday" twice.
What?
You're supposed to sing it twice.
Oh.
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
The germs just thought I was celebrating their birthday. That's what they thought. The germs were like, yeah, this is great. Thanks very much. No, I'm supposed to be killing you. So stupid.
That's too much. But you know what? I use the hand sanitizer thing. Yeah. I like it because I can light it on fire.
Yeah.
I may be a little bit of a
light it on fire? I didn't know that.
Oh my goodness. You should see some of the videos people do. You put a little bit of it in your hand.
Yeah.
And you light it and you can't see it. You turn off the light and it's all flame.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
Yeah, that's why they're telling people not to leave it in their car too, because it is highly flammable.
I didn't know that. Jeez, Be careful at home, kids.
Yes. Oh, the kids will be out there with lighters now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and the parents will be out there beating them with hockey sticks because that shit's like $45 a bottle now.
That's right.
I remember when the pandemic started, everybody was saying, oh, yeah, we're going to really get down on the people who are price gouging. How did hand sanitizer go up 700%?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Melanie was showing me a bottle. Melanie is my wife. Showing me a bottle the other day and was saying it was like $10 for that little tiny bottle. I'm like, are you crazy?
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I guess you got to have it right now, I guess. Or Lysol wipes. You know what? This could be a whole conspiracy thing with just Lysol company. They're their stocks must have gone through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
That and toilet paper.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, toilet paper. That's right. I always found that funny. That the first thing people started to
that's a wonder food
hoard was toilet paper. Like not food. I never could understand that people are hoarding toilet paper. if you don't have any, if you run out of food, you're not going to have to worry about toilet paper because you won't be able to shit.
They'd be out there looking for acorns, man. The next thing, the acorns would be picked off all the ground. People be out there looking for them. Yeah, everybody hoards the toilet paper.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
That was the initial thing, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the toilet paper thing I never got either. We never ran out because I used to work for a company, and we used to throw out millions of dollars worth of toilet paper.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, so I never ever ran out of toilet paper. We're out of that stock now because I haven't worked there since I've had a stroke, right? And but it was good. It was good while it lasted. But yeah. Yep. So now I stay here and I read. I write jokes. You know what the hardest thing for me is, and I was going to ask you the same thing. I ask most comedians, are you a procrastinator? I saw a little head shake. I saw it. I did see it a little bit.
You should ask my wife that.
Yeah.
You should see that. You should see our bathroom. I've told them to clean it 6 times.
Yeah. I can't. I don't know what it is, and it's every comedian. I think it's just us. I don't know.
I think there's a bit of an ADD thing going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Can't keep our attention for very much long.
There's lots of things to occupy your head.
Listen.
Yeah.
And there's just lots of things. I got 2 books on the go, and if I get part of it, if I get onto a project, I'm only working on that project. I don't read. I don't do anything else until I finish that project. And so some would say that's I don't know what that is, but it's it's like I'm off on a tangent. Like you would think most, okay, I'm going to read before bed, and then I'm going to get up and I'm going to work on my act and work on getting shows, and then I'm going to maybe watch a movie at night, and then I'm going to read before I go to bed, and then but I tend to drop things.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Focused on other things.
I can get lost coming out to the garage and trying to find something, and then getting out here and forgetting what I was supposed to grab. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come out. What did I come in here for?
I got to go back in, and today I was at a smoke shop in Ajax, a weed cannabis store in Ajax, and I was having trouble with my card. I'm like, why won't it take my pen or whatever? And she's like, you're probably going to need a card. The chip wouldn't read, right? So I finally got it to work, and then I left. I got to halfway home, which is about a 10-minute drive, and I go to call my wife. No phone connected. I'm like, no. I left my phone back at the store, so I had to get off the 401, turn all the way around. I'm like, just stuff like that. I left it on the counter, but the guy had put it away for me. Thank you very much. And that was a smoke in Ajax, Ontario there. So thank you guys for putting my phone away for me. Perfect. Yeah, but that was my day.
Sure.
I went and this is what I would recommend for you, Brian, is one of these things. But
is that a vape?
That's a vape pen, a weed vape pen, and they're just a lot cleaner than weed, right? But my go-to for when it comes to weed is hitting the bong. I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy, so.
Oh yeah, the old-fashioned way, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your vice? Do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you cigar? You travel? Well, you can't travel anymore.
No. I don't know what my vice is. That's a good question.
Nothing, eh? You got nothing.
Well, I've got a lot of faults.
We all have those. And that's why we have wives to remind us, right?
What's that?
I said that's why we have wives to remind us. We all have faults.
Right, yes. Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, what is it about being married? That is so true. There's something about, like the other day I said to my wife, I'm thinking of having a coffee. Can I have a coffee? can I have a coffee? I actually said that. I was like, when I was single, I would just have a coffee.
Yeah.
You know? But now
you have to ask.
Insulting her, it's bizarre.
My wife today, we were sitting at the dinner table, and she goes, "Would you like more?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "Get up and get it." Well, thank you very much. I love you too. But that's what 20 years gets you. We've been married for 20 years.
20 years, have you?
20 years, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How long have you been married, my friend?
5 years.
5 years now? Yeah. 5 long years.
You know what? Is it your first marriage?
This is my first marriage. Yeah. So we've been together since we had a kid. She was 16. I was 17. Very young. So we kind of grew up together and stayed together, and that's it. Yeah. That's our story.
Right.
Yeah. So pretty good. And she reminds me all the time, because I was diagnosed recently with bipolar disorder, that she goes, "Did you know that most marriages, when someone has bipolar disorder, only 10% of them survive? Do you know that?"
That's what she said?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Yeah. So I'm like, well, you're a success. Thank you very much. Love you, babe. Can I have a sandwich?
Wow.
Yeah. No, and we got 3 kids. 3 wonderful kids. They listen to the pod, so I tell them they're wonderful on the podcast. Sometimes they listen to the pod. I try to tell them not to, because I talk bad about them all the
time. What was what got you started doing this?
Like the podcast itself?
Yeah.
So when I was diagnosed in March, I was diagnosed bipolar disorder maybe 2 weeks before all this COVID stuff happened, right?
Wow.
And I figured I could jump in a hole and let it really get me down, right? Mm-hmm. Or I could speak about it, learn from it, and educate, and use it to my advantage. And that's why I'm here. That's why I have Mental Case Dads, and that's why I do the Wacky Tobacco Show. And you know what? It keeps me busy, so it keeps my mind off of stupid stuff. And I'm having a blast. I get to meet lots of great people and talk to lots of great people, and it's been fun. So why not, right, Brian?
What a great idea!
Yeah, absolutely. So so we get lots of comedians on. I look forward to it every time too, because everybody's story is different. Everyone's got a different story, and where they came from and how they started, and it's pretty cool. So. Mm-hmm. It's been a fun ride. It's been a fun ride. Yeah. So, but Brian, where can people find you? What do we need to plug here, my friend?
Oh, well, the best way to find me is to go to my website, thecomedian.ca.
Thecomedian.ca. We'll put that up on the screen as well. That'll come through. Thecomedian.ca.
You don't have to remember my name. It's just thecomedian.ca. In fact, that's why, I open my act with this joke, this is where this came from. But that's the website. But I actually did a corporate show, and the guy who brought me up, he had no public speaking experience, and this was the introduction that I got. He says, before we bring up the comedian, I got to mention somebody's car just got hit in the parking lot. Anyway, here's the comedian. And I walked up there. And,
nice.
And I said, how's everybody doing tonight? And, nothing. They're talking amongst themselves about the potential of their car getting hit in the parking lot.
You've come.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So I said to the audience, folks, you think you might have had a bad day. Let me tell you about my day. First of all, I got into a big fight with my wife. Yeah, I got a photo radar ticket coming here. And on top of that, I just backed into somebody's damn car in the parking lot. So, not good. Yeah. But anyway, that's where I got that idea for the comedian, because, a lot of corporate events, they don't know your name. They could care less. You're just the comedian.
You're the comedian.
An agent, right?
Yeah, no, very, very true. Yeah, I get it. That's awesome. Well, folks, that was Brian Stollery. Stollery. Yeah. I knew I just screwed it up. I'm a little baked too, Brian, so you got to bear with me there, brother. Brian Stollery.
That's okay, Mick.
Thanks, everybody. Hey, like I said, if you're watching, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you're listening, make sure you check out us at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that, at Mental Case Dads. Cheers, my friends. You've been great. Peace.